Yeah. Let's go.
It's stadium seats, so what does that mean? That mean it's Frizz, Gemz, and Tay, and we hot in the scene. Every platform possible, you know it's the team. To emails, the airways, down we counting the streams, it's love. To all the sports fans that's rocking the building. And when we turn, please admit that you're craving the feeling. Frizz and Gemz, please believe. You know how we rock, right? Tay with the red bottoms, now she taking the spotlight. Frizz, let's make sure we get that #1 spot tight. Cause when we rock right, we do tours, take top flights, the tailgate crazy. The fans, they amaze me. Salute to all the fans that been rocking with us lately. Love.
Stadium seats. Frizz, Gemz, Tay. We're back. As always.
We're back.
Oh yeah.
What's going on, team?
What's going on? Let's get this show on the road.
Nothing but love. Let's go.
Love all day long. Find us at Seat Stadium on our Twitter. We're almost at 400 followers.
We are?
We are 10 away from 400.
Yes.
So we are on the path
on track.
Taking over.
We're on the path of success.
Podcasting world.
Best in the world. Best in the world.
Best in the world.
Join the movement.
Be a Stadium Seats citizen. Email us at stadiumseatspodcast@gmail.com. We're always looking for questions and comments and topics to talk about because we love our fans. We're always shouting out our fans. Without further ado, Tay, bring us home on the email shout outs.
Tay is here. We're going to address an email. Today we have an email from a returning emailer, Mr. Lemdog, Mr. or Miss.
What up, Lemdog?
Lemdog. Shout out to Lemdog.
What do you have to say?
Lemdog has a question for each of us. So we're going to start with Frizz. And of course, we know that he is your biggest fan.
That's what I'm talking about.
Shout out to Lemdog. Shout out to Lemdog. #1 fan for Frizz.
Frizz Nation.
Is that over? Okay, the question is, Carolina Panthers are placing Cam Newton on the injured reserve list. Is this the last we see of Cam Newton in Carolina? Put your GM hat on.
All right.
What do you do?
All right. I hear you.
That's a nice hat, by the way.
Yeah, it's that Carolina Panthers GM hat.
It's the one Cam Newton was wearing to the press conference.
Yeah. Looking like E.T. up in here in the closet. Hey, all right, Lem. Yeah, I think this might be it for him in Carolina. I think he's going to hit the open market. I don't think this is it for Cam Newton. I think he's a great player. Obviously, there's something else going on there, I think. I think he might be kind of sick and tired of his ownership and, the franchise maybe. And maybe he just needs a new start. So I definitely do think that he will be back, but he's not going to be back with Carolina. And, Allen right now is tearing it up. I think that he's got the hot hand. He's doing a good enough job to lead that team right now. So they're going to stick with it, which is probably a good move since I do got my GM hat on. And Cam hasn't played in such a long time. They finally placed him on the IR. So I definitely I think that he's going to go somewhere else next year, Lem. I appreciate the love. Frizz Nation, always.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate it, Lem.
Moving on to Gemz. Is New York City still considered the mecca of basketball?
That's a good question, Lemdog. So shout out to you in your city. So I do think that New York City is still the mecca of basketball. We know that, the New York Knicks hasn't won a championship in 40 years, and the college basketball that really goes through that stadium isn't what it used to be. But as you all know, when the NBA players, they come to New York, they come to the Mecca, they come to, Madison Square Garden, it's just the standard, it's the showcase, it's it's just something about that building that brings a top performance out. When Michael Jordan used to go there, LeBron, Kobe, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, etc., you always want to perform well in the Mecca because there's a lot of history there, from Ali to Frazier fighting back then to even when John Starks in the Game 2 Eastern Conference Championship when he dunked left-handed to bring them up in the series in New York City. That's just history. So it's just about, with the Mecca, New York, it's about what all of the athletes, not just the NBA or the pros, but the college game as well. St. John's, those legendary teams back then. You had the Knicks as well. And now, what about the playground legends in Rucker Park? There's a lot of people that had dreams to get to that stage that hasn't got there. So there's just a lot of history going on with New York. I don't want to speak much on it because I'm not a New Yorker, but just being a basketball fan and knowing the history, little history around it, I think there should be still more 30-30s about, the history about Madison Square Garden, the playground legends, and, the people that, the athletes of all sports arenas that really touch the stage in the Madison Square Garden. So I still think, the Mecca is New York City. So shout out to New York.
Shout out New York City. Jay-Z.
The Rock. Yeah.
The Rock in the building.
Lim Dog's last question is for me, of course. We say the best
here we
for
go.
last.
What is he saying?
And hey, he is excited about basketball. Basketball is upon us, both college and NBA. And he wants to know, what do I think about the Phoenix Suns being coached by Monty Williams? And is this the year they will make the playoffs?
What do you got, Tay?
Well, I definitely do think that the Suns will make the playoffs this year. They bring Monty Williams as their head coach. And we know that he was an assistant coach with the Philly 76ers. And as part of that coaching staff, they did go into the playoffs last year. So I think that will definitely have a bearing on his coaching style when he, coming into the Phoenix Suns. He was also head coach of the Hornets Pelicans team. So he's got a pretty good group of guys to work with. They have Devin Booker, who's the leading scorer, who averages about 26 points per game.
Shout out to Booker.
Yeah.
Booker. So they've not made the playoffs since 2010, the Suns.
It's been a while.
I definitely think this year is their year. And definitely Monty Williams, with his accolades and, his credentials that he brings, not only did he play in college, but, also with his past coaching career, definitely, I think they precede him, and he's a good one to keep an eye on to make the playoffs.
Shout out.
No doubt. Those Suns.
I think he played in the NBA as well. I think he played for the Magic.
He did.
Orlando, right? Yeah, back in the day. But Lem Dog, appreciate the love.
Yes,
you are a
fan.
season ticket holder.
And he did say that I'm the one that makes the show, by the way. So
here we go.
Really? He said
that?
Yeah, he did.
In the email, I guess. I don't know. Unless you're typing it, Lamb
No,
Dog.
I'm not typing it. That is what he said.
I don't know. We got to do a history check on that.
What do we got? Who we got next?
We have an email from Jeff. And
shout out, Jeff.
Yeah,
Jeff wants to touch up a little bit. And I know we talked about this on our last show, but this guy doesn't want to leave the media.
Here we go again,
AB.
Jeff.
Here we go with AB. It's probably a long shot that AB lands on a team this year, considering Seattle did their due diligence before ultimately taking a chance on Josh Gordon to play in a state where recreational marijuana use is legal. He goes on to say Brown is generational talent, but what's your take? Do you see a team taking on his baggage? And if so, do you think he will keep his mouth shut and play?
Well, again, reports came out that there's 3 teams interested, Jeffrey. So I do think that there's teams that will be open to take his baggage. he does need to shut up and play. I think that this should be a learning experience for AB because, when he was on top riding high, his mouth got him in trouble, his behavior got him in trouble, and then, things catch up to you. So I do think he needs to just, if he gets another opportunity in the league, he just needs to move forward and just let his talent speak for itself and start acting right. So
Right.
To me, AB reminds me so much. It's just what he's going through and his baggage and, all the drama that he brings onto the table. It reminds me so much of Terrell Owens, when he was demanding so much X amount of money and he was being real picky about which team he went to. And then ultimately he just fell off the face of the game. And, there's new talent. There's always going to be somebody bigger, better, and younger and healthier. So that's how I see AB. He's just, he's a great athlete, and some teams are looking at him, but I think he's not going to play anymore, and he's just going to fall off the NFL platform and just.
I'm not even going to comment, Jeff. I appreciate the question, but
wow. See, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. This is what I mean right here. You're supposed to comment on that.
I can't. I did last show.
What's your opinion?
What?
What's your opinion, Frizz?
I don't want to talk about AB anymore, man. I'm tired of talking about AB.
Don't be bitter.
And
don't be bitter,
like I said,
Frizz.
I appreciate. No, I'm definitely not bitter at all. I'm not bitter at all. I just don't want to talk about AB until he maybe gets back into the league.
Steelers wrong, right?
No, that has nothing to do with it.
Well, I'll just say this.
What do we got?
Hold on. I just want to say that. Hold on. I just want to say this.
Go ahead.
NFL means not for long. So, AB, if you got any other, opportunities out there, take them, move forward. But this, NFL is not for long. Things end real quick in the NFL. Real quick. Let's go.
Yeah. Moving on. Next topic.
We're going to touch on Pete Carroll and his comments about Bill Belichick.
Okay.
What are y'all thoughts on that?
Well, I think the media I think the media took that and blew it up a little bit. He was asked a question in a press conference saying that, he has some players that previous played for Bill Belichick, and I think the question was kind of asked like, do they like playing for the Patriots or your organization? And he said they like playing for me. And I'm paraphrasing, but I think the media blew it out of proportion because they started, comparing accolades and comparing resumes from Bill Belichick and Pete Carroll. They're both great coaches. I mean, Bill Belichick's the GOAT, but he was just being honest. And a lot of players come out and say, you know what, playing for the Patriots, they win and they do things a different way than other organizations. But, there's other players that they could come out and say, yeah, I like playing for different organizations. Like, what's wrong with that? I mean, I thought he was just being honest. It wasn't about which coaches was better. That wasn't the question. The question was what organization, these former Patriot players like playing for. And they said his organization. Yep. So I don't think that's an issue.
Yeah, I don't think it should be an issue either. And, historically, we know that the media is known to blow up a little comment into something that maybe shouldn't be made that much of an issue. But I don't think it's a big deal. If a player likes, even if he openly said, I like playing for this team better than the other one, I don't think it should be a big deal. I mean,
no,
I don't either. I think the media blows everything out of proportion, but that's what they're there for. But the only thing is that I did find interesting about it is that player, said, I'm just happy to be out of New England. Maybe we don't know what's going on, behind closed doors there. And maybe it's not a very happy place to be, but they win, just like you said. So, maybe it's not that much of a family organization, that some teams do.
Yeah, but Frizz, let me say this. Now, I don't mean to cut you off, but his organization wins too. Seattle's organization wins. So
yeah, I know they're historically decent. They have a good ball club over there, and they play good football. But I mean, that's just the way it is. That's just the way the cookie crumbles there, and you can't compare it really because every organization's different. It doesn't matter whether you're in Seattle, New England, Pittsburgh, Green Bay, you know, and even the crappy division, teams, New York, Cleveland, the New York Giants, New York Jets, anyone like that. They're all different. So,
Right.
of course, everybody's going to have their opinion. So, moving on. What do we got next?
Well, I have a little trivia for you guys since we're on the Patriots.
Oh, okay.
What year were the New England Patriots founded?
Oh, dang.
I'll give y'all 4 choices.
Okay.
1940, 1950, 1960, 1970.
I'm going to say 1960.
I'm going 40. 1940.
It's 1960.
Oh.
Show me some love. Show me some love.
There you go. Little NFL New England Patriot trivia.
All right. We know you know something.
Yeah.
Man, where'd that come out of? Just a woodwork trivia question right in the middle of a...
Well, I mean, we're talking about the Patriots, and I just saw this earlier, so I figured I'd bring it up.
That's cool. I like it.
Let's move on to Aaron Rodgers, and we know that they took their first loss. They took their second loss, this past weekend, and there's reports of Aaron Rodgers calling out his team, asking them that they need to step up more, they need to do this, they need to do that. What are y'all's thoughts on that? Do y'all see that as him kind of blaming that loss on his teammates?
No, I'll go first on that real quick. I think that he's just being a QB. He's being a leader. They're going to listen to him. It's Aaron Rodgers we're talking about. He's the franchise. He's the QB. He's the leader. He's back there play calling. He's the one that is going to make the decisions when it all comes down to it. You can say what you want about any offensive coordinator with Aaron Rodgers or Drew Brees or Ben Roethlisberger or Tom Brady, any of the QBs that have been there for so long. He's the actual one making the plays or changing it up at the line or audibling or anything like that. So I think he was just a little disappointed because they are a better team than the LA Chargers, but no, not taking any way from Rivers or anything, but they play tough, they play hard. And then, I think he was just frustrated. And, sometimes that happens. Last year that happened with Ben Roethlisberger, calling out certain players and receivers with Washington and, AB. I hate to say that guy's name, but, sometimes you have to do that. And as a leader, I don't think there was nothing wrong with that.
I disagree on that totally. If you're going to call out your teammates, call out yourself too.
I have to go with that too.
Let's be honest. I don't care who you are. You could be Aaron Rodgers, Ben Roethlisberger, Tom Brady. Does Tom Brady call his teammates? Do you ever see Tom Brady calling out his teammates over a loss? No. Frizz, you don't. You don't. And I think that's a selfish move with Aaron Rodgers. I respect Aaron Rodgers, utmost respect, Hall of Famer, champion, but don't call out your teammates.
So you're calling me selfish.
I'm definitely calling you. I'm definitely. I definitely agree with that. The action is selfish because why are you just singling out yourself and saying, I'm calling out my teammates? Even if it was preparation, who knows? They were out LA. You never know. You got some younger guys on the team. Some of them never really hung out in LA like that before. They had an opportunity. They was there for a couple of days. They might have went out. You never know. Okay, I know they got curfew the day before, but maybe the night before they might have went out. So you never know what's going on. But don't call out your teammates because how did he play?
Not the greatest.
Exactly.
All right, then. So don't stick up for him, Frizz, because that's selfish.
Hey, I'm sticking up for him.
I have to agree with Gemz because that kind of shows his frustration maybe with himself, and he's taken out on somebody else, in this case, his teammates. And I'm sure his teammates see through that. So actions like this is where teams start to fall apart.
Absolutely, Tay. Good point. And just to piggyback on that, why express that to the media? If you're a team, you're a family, like just go in the locker room and just say, hey, I don't know what you guys were doing. I play bad. We all play bad. We got to get it right. Like, don't blame it on your teammates.
Yeah, that should be
for the lack of preparation. Like, come on.
Shout out Aaron Rodgers. Way to be a leader, buddy. Keep calling him out. Let's go.
Be mature.
Yeah. Be an adult. Please move forward. Let's go.
Moving forward.
Be an adult.
Right
Moving
now.
forward. So since I went with the Patriots trivia, I got to do the Green Bay Packers trivia also. So what were the Green Bay Packers originally called? I'm going to give y'all 3 choices. ACME Packers, Indian Packers, or Bellevue Packers?
Acme Packers. They were the Acme Packers.
Okay. What's your pick?
What was the
Acme Packers, Indian Packers, or Bellevue Packers?
Bellevue Packers.
Both of y'all are wrong. They were the Indian Packers.
Well,
I'm still beating Frizz though. So
whatever. What year was that? 1908.
Well, actually, it was. They were founded in 1919.
Oh, 1919.
And they were known as the Indian Packers.
Oh, well, that's kind of good football knowledge right there for you listeners out there.
I'm educating y'all in case y'all didn't know.
Shout out to Tay.
Shout out to Tay. Good job, Tay.
Red Bottom Queen, huh?
That's right.
Okay.
Red Bottom Queen.
What do we got next?
Super Bowl. Let's talk about the Super Bowl. Who your prediction will go and who you predicting will win?
Okay, who will go or who do I want to win?
Who will win?
Who
would you like to win? Of course, I think I shouldn't even ask you, Frizz, because I already know this answer.
Yeah, let me go first.
Yeah, why don't you take this, Gemz?
And if he says Pittsburgh, let's just skip. Let's just skip him because that's just not realistic. So
you just if that is your answer, Frizz, you get one word, and that's just to say Pittsburgh, and we're moving on.
Yeah.
All right.
Someone needs to hit the boo button.
Go.
I'm going to say the way the teams out of the NFC is playing right now. I like San Francisco, but I'll tell you what, New Orleans, they're tough. They're scary.
That's my pick.
They went 5-0 without Breeze, and now Breeze is back, and he had rest. He rested his body. Like, he hasn't taken a big hit. He's energized. He's ready. So coming out the NFC, especially if New Orleans get that number 1 seed, oh, look out going down there in Nola Town and playing, all your games down there. Whew,
you read my mind. That's my pick. I picked the New Orleans Saints. Frizz, we're going to give you 3 seconds. Ready? 1.
NFC, Frizz.
NFC? Give me I'm going with the, oh God, I hate to say this. I'm going with the Dallas Cowboys.
What?
Are you serious?
I am.
Why?
I just think that they're going to get into the playoffs.
Really?
They're going to win the division. And I think they're going to make the dang Super Bowl for the NFC.
Really?
I do. They got a good running game.
Did you see the game the other night?
They won. Okay?
Or did you see it?
They had help from that black cat.
That black cat.
Yes.
Hey, that's funny. It's hilarious. But I'm just looking at the standings here. In New Orleans, yes, I agree with you guys. But you asked me, I see Dallas as a strong team right now.
Hold on. How many turnovers? Do you have the stats up? How many turnovers did Dallas have in that first quarter, first half?
I don't have those up right now. But
okay. They had several turnovers. So what I'm saying is too many, right? You play against New Orleans with those turnovers, game's over in the first half.
Hey,
it's over.
Stranger things have happened. So, it's way too early. You're asking me, I'm telling you. And this is what I'm telling you.
Stranger things have happened. Like, did you ever think you'd see a cat on the field during a game?
No.
Get focused, Frizz.
I am focused. I'm picking Dallas.
Oh, okay. Well, not good for you.
God, I hate Dallas.
That's not going to happen.
AFC, I'm going with the Patriots, but I wouldn't be surprised if Baltimore snuck in there. I mean, I'm just I'm liking the way Baltimore's playing right now.
Just
I think
because they beat them this last game.
No, it's just that it's a new offense, and the defenses, they don't really know how to stop that right now with Lamar Jackson. So, you just never know. Like we always say to Patriots, you got to pick another team. Patriots, Chiefs. Like, let's pick another team that's kind of decent. And Baltimore's they're going to cause some havoc in the playoffs. So I wouldn't be surprised if they made it. But again, Patriots are the favorite.
Yeah, they are. What do you got, Tay?
I'm going to go on a wild limb here and just shout out to Houston Texans.
Ooh,
They're on a roll.
Sean Watson having a great year.
MVP candidate.
Good pick. Hurt with JJ going down. Hurts their D a little bit.
That's
They should run away with that division. I don't see Indy being a real strong factor ever since Brissett went down. I don't know the extent of his length of his injury. But Brian Hoyer definitely ain't going to do it. Good pick, Tay.
They're on a roll, and Houston, they just, once they get that momentum going, they keep it going. So keep it going.
Anybody gonna ask me? AFC.
You got 3 seconds. Ready?
Go ahead. Say that Rudolph's going to take them. Go ahead.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh my God. Okay, moving on.
Pittsburgh.
Give him the boo button.
Hit
the boo button.
Give him the hammer.
There you go.
Hey. Besides them, though, I'm going to what I was talking about before. I know it's KC. I can't say Baltimore. It's just not in my blood. And you know what I feel about Lamar Jackson. So, end of story. Moving on.
Okay. Right. Moving on. There's some reports that the Chargers, or that at least the coach has expressed, the other reports that
the owners,
the owners want to move to London due to the lack of attendance of their fans. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think they will even do that? Will they come through? Will it happen? I'll just give you my take here. The answer is no. I don't think they will. Like, it's just, how are you going to have one team in London and everybody else over here?
That's why they have those games over there. They're trying to get.
It's just one game.
They're trying to get there's been several games this year over there in the past couple of years, but they're trying to get the NFL to go international. And I agree with you there. These reports came out. The owner said absolutely not. These were false. But the thing about it is I don't like it. Not saying anything about our friends over there in London or, anything like that, or fans over there.
Yeah, shout out to London. It's
shout out.
Place. Shout out to London.
Shout out to those guys. I mean, obviously they're gonna like football. They watch the NFL. They probably get up at like 5 a.m. to watch it.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I think.
Or actually, no, I'm sorry.
It's a good marketing ploy. To try to expand the game to other regions. I think it's great, but having a U.S. team move over there, no, that's ridiculous.
It's not that. It's just going to be a lot of things. Like, if the Chargers do go over there, what division do they go in? Do they stay in the West? Do they move a division? Do they move a conference? And then as a visiting team, you got to travel over there.
Exactly.
At least, once a year in that division.
And it throws you off just with the change in time, the jet lag. It's a big hassle.
I don't see it happening. What do you got, Gemz?
I don't see it happening, but I do see the problem. There's a major problem. The stadium that the Chargers play in now are primarily hosted by soccer games.
Yeah, there is, but they're building it right now, and it'll be done next year.
They are building it in L.A., in Hollywood Park. But until then, you're still gonna see, attendance, low
with
attendance,
a visiting team.
every other week
whenever they have a
home game.
Example, all the fans there last week were Green Bay fans. It downright sucks to be a Charger now.
Just growing pains, I guess.
Right.
Playing at home.
Yeah, it's just growing pains.
And looking up in the stands and seeing.
And LA's different too. Unless you have a really good team out there, there's so many things to do out there in LA. Like, is it really a football community out there that has multiple teams? Like, you just never
I
know.
agree,
So I
1,000%.
don't think so.
I agree. So
So
we all agree that would be a bad move, huh?
It's a bad move. Great marketing ploy,
and it's not.
but that's
And Tay, one point. Do you agree with this? It's not fair to the players, right? If they had a team out there in London, right?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, you're moving your family, you're moving everybody out there.
Right. That's different. Sense. Yeah. So nothing against London. Shout out to London's great place, great people. But, packing up and moving your family to another country like London, where it's just hours away.
Yeah.
Multiple hours away. It's not like you're going to like
from the East
Canada
Coast
or something
to the
like
West
that.
Coast
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah. It's totally
that would
different.
be an issue.
Well, college football playoff rankings are out. We have
who's on top?
OSU, LSU, Bama, and Penn State. They are in. If we started today, that's the playoffs would be Ohio State versus Penn State and LSU versus Bama. If we started today, tonight, right now, we know that LSU and Bama are going to go at it. So one of those two teams is going to fall out of that playoff race. Okay, and we know PSU and Minnesota are going to go at it. So if PSU wins, they stay there. So what do we think about that? And then on the outside looking in, Clemson, Georgia, Oregon, and Utah. Okay. Clemson, all pretty good football teams. What do we got?
Well, it feels good to see that the Penn State Nittany Lions is in the top 4, right? It's refreshing. It feels good to see them in there. They deserve it. The conference that they play in, it's just a great conference. And it was good to see that, Clemson got bumped out of the top 4, right? I mean, the ACC doesn't really have any talented teams.
Yeah, I agree. Right now you're looking at the Big Ten and the SEC, the two power conferences.
Yeah, that's it. So Clemson, they almost lost to North Carolina, and North Carolina isn't ranked at all. So it's like, that division, Clemson, they don't play anybody. I'm not saying that they're not a good team. They're just getting all this hype because they won a championship last year, basically. But, we're going to see. Things is going to change. We'll see this weekend the outcome of LSU and Alabama, because one of those teams will be in or out. And then in a couple weeks, Ohio State and Penn State, one of those teams are going to be in and out. So it's like, yeah, these reports came out, but does it really mean anything right now?
No, it doesn't. No. But those are just the first ones coming out, and especially because if they lose, Georgia wins, they sneak in there. They got one of their last toughest games is against Auburn. Oregon could still jump up, and Utah. I would hate to see Utah get in, not taking anything away from the Utah fans out there, but who do they really play? You know what I mean?
Right, you're right. So absolutely right.
Something that I wouldn't enjoy to sit there and watch a national championship game or a playoff game with Utah versus Ohio State. The spread will probably be about 38 points, and Ohio State will probably just wipe them off the map. That's just me talking as a football fan. So there you go. There is your college football early first playoff rankings. Real quick, just going to run down the NHL. We haven't really talked about it. The Atlantic Division right now in the NHL is the Boston Bruins. They're leading the Eastern Atlantic Conference right now, 24 points. They're hot right now. Very good team. The Penguins took them to the limit the other night. It was a very interesting hockey game.
No limit.
They lost. The Metropolitan Division, the Capitals are leading the NHL right now in points with 25. And then we move over to the West, okay, in Edmonton. And then we're looking, they're got 22 points on the year. And in the Central, okay, you're looking at the St. Louis Blues, who won the Cup last year. So no surprise there for those top teams that are always there. So that's your little bit of a brief NHL rundown.
Yeah.
And without further ado, we roll in to our stadium seats. Picks segment for the NFL.
This is you know what? This is the keeping it real segment right here. We just got to keep it real.
Oh, I always keep it real.
We all keep it real to a different degree of real, but we are real.
Okay, Frizz, moving along.
When keeping it real goes wrong, Tank in the house.
You remember that song though by Ja Rule and J Lo?
Mm-hmm.
That song
you should
was nice.
sing it.
I was listening to that.
Sing a part of it.
Which one?
I'm real the way you are. I'm real when you got when you Johnny out. That's all right.
Okay, you're horrible.
Okay.
That's lit right there. I like that.
Yeah, you're lit.
Lit.
Thursday night football. The LA Chargers and the Oakland Raiders.
I got the Raiders.
I got the Chargers.
Okay, I think the Raiders go to 5-4 and still are that outside playoff team, you know. So let's move on to Sunday. The Detroit Lions, good football team.
I like them.
And they're 3-4. They're losing games that they shouldn't. They're at the Bears. I got the Lions all the way here, guys.
I got the Lions. I like the Lions.
I like the Lions too. Come on, Lions. Let's go D-Town.
How is the Bears a favorite in that game with Trubisky? They had 9 yards
It's the media.
in the first half.
I'm going to tell you this right now. They need to start looking in the draft.
9 yards.
Right now.
9. So anyways, okay, moving on. We all like the Lions there. Ravens. Okay. Gemz, this is possibly your Super Bowl pick. Versus the Cincinnati Bengals, who I think
got to go with the Ravens.
I gotta go with the Ravens. Yeah.
I think the Bengals are the worst team in the league.
Hey, AJ Green though is making his first game.
Yeah, Ravens by 27.
His debut.
Bills Browns, another team in shambles. The Cleveland Browns. Baker Mayfield is not the quarterback of the future. I know, Gemz, that you were real high up on these guys in the beginning of the year.
I know. So sad. So sad. Yeah.
I like the Bills in this one.
I'll definitely take the Bills. Yeah.
I like the Bills. I like their defense. I like it.
You're off that Browns high?
I can't do the Browns. And plus, he shaved his mustache. I can't do that.
It's all about the stash.
Baker Mayfield out there looking like I don't even know.
And Odell Beckham's mad right now, so don't be surprised if there's a trade in the near future.
Yeah, I told you those guys are not going to be able to get along.
Issue?
They changed them. You know, they had to change their shoes at half. They weren't going to not play. Chiefs Titans.
They know better though, right? Come on, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Chiefs Titans.
Chiefs Titans. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs.
Same here.
I'll go with the Titans.
Okay, you're going with the upset, huh?
Okay.
Yes,
All
watch.
right.
And when we report back, and you're gonna have to say, "Tay, you were right."
We'll see about that. I like the Chiefs by at least 8 to 10 points. Falcons, Saints. Falcons, I told you I'll never take these guys again.
Yeah, why don't you take them one more time?
Nope, not happening.
You know who I'm picking.
Breeze and the Saints, they roll at home.
Absolutely.
Jets.
Bring it on home,
Are at home against the New York Football Giants, the Battle of New York.
In New York.
You know what? This is a shame. Let me just express something. This is a shame that these two teams are even playing. Okay? Because this is bad football.
The 2-7 Giants and the 1-7 New York Football Jets.
I'm going with the Giants. Saquon Barkley, Penn State alum, legend. Let's go.
I'm going to go with the Giants, too.
Give me Daniel Jones and the Giants. They looked okay for about a quarter.
But this football, whoever wants to watch some bad football, tune in that game.
Locally in your state, because that will not be on TV. That game starts at 1 Eastern. Cardinals at the Buccaneers, 2-6 Bucks. What happened to them? In the 3-5-1 Arizona Cardinals. I'm going with Kyler Murray here.
I'm gonna go with the Bucks.
Me too.
They're too talented to be losing like this. They got to turn it around. I got to go with the Bucks.
Dolphins, congrats again. Shout out.
They're still on that winning high.
They still on Ocean Drive.
Yeah, they might not be able to play. They're still partying.
They got mangoes.
Playing the Indianapolis Colts, who took a devastating loss.
Mangoes.
Laces out. Adam Vinatieri.
With mangoes.
I got the Dolphins. Right now.
All right.
You know, I've been picking them because I knew they were going to win at some point, and I think they're going to ride this winning game. So I'm going to pick them again.
All right. Y'all are crazy. I'm taking the Colts by 15 or more. I'm taking the Indianapolis
Dolphins.
Colts are going to destroy them at home.
Ocean Drive. Ocean Drive.
Panthers and the Packers. Aaron Rodgers calling out his teammates. They're going to take care of Allen and the Panthers here.
I'm going to go with the Panthers.
I got the Panthers.
Okay. All right, you're giving them.
I got the Panthers.
You two are going to give the Packers their third loss. Is that right?
Yeah, they are because he's feeding off.
Vikings, Cowboys. I'm going Cowboys all the way here. Tough game. Sunday Night Football.
This is tough. I got the Vikings on this one. This is tough. This is going to be tough for Dallas. It's going to be tough. They're going to have to score some
points.
I'll
take the Vikings.
And 2 more games on tap.
Your favorite team.
The Rams visiting the Pittsburgh Steelers. You know who I'm picking.
I got the Rams.
I want to say the Steelers, but realistically speaking,
you just took the Dolphins to beat the Colts.
Yes, because they're all still on that winning high.
Yes, absolutely. And they got their starting
quarterback.
The
Steelers here. Mike Tomlin got that defense going in the right direction. Say what you will. That guy, Coach of the Year candidate in my eyes. Right.
Oh, he's doing an absolutely tremendous job, though.
Shout out to Mike Tomlin. 4-4 after all the injuries. Their star quarterback goes down. The crowd's going to keep them in this game. There is big news out of that game that I can't think of his name. The receiver from the Rams, he's out. Still has a concussion. So, man, why am I drawing a blank? Anyways, give me the Steelers in a tight one.
About the Dolphins, that's why.
Give me the Steelers in a tight one there. And then finally, a great Monday night matchup. We're looking at the Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers. I think the Seahawks give the Niners their first loss.
I think so, too.
I think Russell Wilson really shows the world that he is the MVP.
Speaking of that, did y'all see his and his wife Sierra's Halloween costumes?
Oh, I love them too.
They're so adorable.
I love them.
They were Beyonce and Jay-Z for Halloween.
Shout out to them.
They're so adorable.
You know what? I think I just got an idea since we were talking about like Miami and Ocean Drive and that whole strip there. I think we should, take our talents to Miami soon. Do a show
LeBron
on Ocean Drive.
Go out there and party with the Dolphins and mangoes.
Mangoes,
Mangoes is the spot,
all the top restaurant. Mangoes is a nice spot. Prime 112, get some nice food. I think we should take our talents to South Beach.
His name has his bar restaurant there. Mariah Carey's ex-husband. What's his name?
Don't even know.
Oh, Mark Anthony.
No, not him. The
Mark
other guy, the younger guy.
No, not Mark Anthony. That was J-Lo. Sorry.
Oh, what's his name?
I don't know. We're not going to sit here and argue about this.
Yes.
Nick Cannon?
Wild and Out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, I get that. I like Wild and Out. Shout out to Nick.
Shout out to Nick Cannon. Shout out to the Miami Dolphins. Shout out to everybody, but also shout out to the Pittsburgh Steelers again because they will win.
Oh.
I like Mike Tomlin.
Hey, remember, find us at Seat Stadium. We're trying to hit that 400 mark. Okay, we're really close. Hit the follow button on Spotify. Hit subscribe on our YouTube channel, Apple Podcasts. Throw us a review on there.
And then invite all your family because we want to surpass the 400, 500 mark.
We're trying. We're out here. Stadium seats. We're out here for the fans. We do this for fun, but We love sports and we love talking about it.
The way you walk,
Stadium seats, Frizz,
Cause I'm
Gemz.
real.
Hey, we out of here.
Yeah. It's stadium seats, so what can I say? It's the end of the show with Gemz, Frizz, and Tay. So tune in the next week, you know we bringing the heat. And subscribe to the page, you know we hot in the street. At Seat Stadium, the Twitter be that. Tay, with the topics, she's bringing the facts. With the style so great and the swag so wrong. Stadium Seat Podcast at gmail.com. Love.